morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night, wherever you're joining us today in today's live lecture coming to you from Nkolo Mahadum Wisdom University. Today's date is Eke Market Day in the Igbo lunar calendar and 10/16/2025 in the Roman Catholic calendar. Remember, the reason we are giving you both calendars is for you to know that we African people have our calendar before the arrival of the colonial masters. And remember that at Nkolo Mahadum, we always advise you to use your naturally given common sense, which we call akonuche in Igbo language. Also, we are primarily set up to decolonize your mind, to give you the correct information than the misinformation, miseducation, and misdirection from our colonial masters and their stooges and institutions in Africa. That is why we are asking you to please always join us, subscribe and follow us on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and TikTok. And today we are live on YouTube, we are live on Facebook, we are live on TikTok, and we are live on Twitter. So join us to enjoy this particular lecture, because we present our information from the Igbo man, from the Biafran and African perspectives. You see things from how it concerns you. Don't be seeing things from how it concerns other cultures. Everybody is protecting their own. And therefore, enjoy this important lecture with us. The title of today's lecture is The Protest for Nnamdi Kanu. The protest for Nnamdi Kanu, which is coming up on October 20, 2025. We have a question. Why is it Omoyele Sowore that is organizing this protest? Why is it Omoyele Sowore that is organizing this protest instead of the Igbo leaders like Ohaneze and Igbo, the governors, the warrant chiefs, the PGs, the so-called Christian leaders? Why are they missing in action? That is the question we want to address in this lecture. Going forward, who is Omoyele Sowore? Omoyele Sowore was born on February 16, 1971. He's a politician, a Nigerian politician, a human rights activist, a citizen reporter, a writer, a lecturer, and pro-democracy campaigner. He is known for founding the online news agency called Sahara Reporters. In August 2018, he founded the African Action Congress Party and ran as its presidential candidate in 2019. He also participated in the general election and ran for president in the last concluded 2023 Nigerian general election. That is Omoyele Sowore for you. And oftentimes you have seen him, because he's a human rights activist, everywhere trying to challenge the Nigerian leaders in different areas. Who is Nnamdi Kanu? Nnamdi Kanu is a freedom fighter asking for self-determination, for referendum for the Biafran people. The Biafran people, as we know it, are people of the former eastern region of Nigeria. But we also know that it should include people in Kogi, Benue, some Plateau, because many of them also have the same culture with the Biafran people. Even people with the Southern Kaduna, people living in Southern Kaduna, they also have the same culture with the Biafran people. And so this is the two men. However, one is in solitary confinement in DSS custody, the one fighting for asking for self-determination and referendum, is locked up in solitary confinement in DSS. And Sowore, human rights activist, is free. He is free. And these two men have two differences. They are different in that Nnamdi Kanu is asking for self-determination and referendum for the Biafran people. He wants referendum for everybody. Give everybody in Nigeria a referendum, since we've been living our life. And the Europeans, the British people, British government came to our land and joined the South and North together to form one country, knowing that we are different people. We have different value system. So Nnamdi Kanu is asking for referendum for everybody in Nigeria to decide whether they want to belong in Nigeria or not. But Omoyele Sowore is asking for one Nigeria. He's a one Nigerianist. He likes one Nigeria. He wants a better Nigeria. That is why he's been campaigning for a better one Nigeria. These two men are significantly different in what they're looking for. And so everybody woke up on October 9th when Omoyele Sowore announced that he'll be championing a protest on the 20th of October for a march into Aso Rock. Aso Rock is the head of government of the Nigerian is the head of government of Nigeria. That he's organizing a protest on behalf of Nnamdi Kanu to free Nnamdi Kanu from detention, because he doesn't have any reason to be there, because he has committed no crime. So since Omoyele Sowore announced this protest that will come up on the 20th of October, in a few days' time, that announcement was made on the 9th, after the last court date. Remember, at the Nnamdi Kanu court case was on October 8th, where the Nigerian Medical Association failed to submit the report to the court, and as a result, the court adjourned the case again. So after this adjournment, everybody was unhappy. Sowore was unhappy that the Nigerian government is delaying this trial and continuously living in Nnamdi Kanu in solitary confinement in DSS custody. And that was why Omoyele Sowore got irritated enough to say that he will be organizing this protest on October 20 for the Nigerian government to leave Nnamdi Kanu alone. And since that announcement, he's been using the social media, his Twitter handle, his Sahara reporters, the youths. He's gone to so many markets, so many places for mobilization, for advertisement, to make sure that enough people comes out that very day for this match. And we at Nkolomahadum, we are highly impressed by Omoyele Sowore's courage to champion, to come up with this particular protest, to send a signal to the world that the predicament, the solitary confinement, the continuous detention of Nnamdi Kanu, who has committed no crime, is getting too far, is getting beyond human comprehension. So we commend him, we commend Sowore on all his efforts for this match, for this upcoming match. And we are encouraging everybody to participate in that match. And so the question we have is, why not the Igbo leaders? Why not the Igbo leaders? Igbo leaders like Ohaneze Ndi Igbo. Ohaneze Ndi Igbo is the cultural leader, cultural representative of the Igbo people. Just like you have Afenifere for the Yoruba people and Arewa Consultative Forum for the Northern people. Why is it that it wasn't Ohaneze that is organizing this particular protest? Why are they waiting for Sowore to be the one leading this type of protest? Why? Even though it's not bad entirely, but for the fact that Omoyele Sowore name is not Igbo name, he's not regarded as an Igbo, shows that the predicament of Nnamdi Kanu is also paining a lot of people in Nigeria who are not Igbos. But what we are saying is that, why now? Why wait for Omoyele Sowore to be the one organizing this protest than Ohaneze Ndi Igbo or the governors of the Eastern region, the governors of Biafra land, coming together that Nnamdi Kanu should be freed unconditionally? Why not? Why not the chiefs, the warrant chiefs that we have across the Biafran area? Why not the president generals? These people, or the Christian leaders, the church leaders, why have they not stepped up to the plate to know that the marginalization, the injustice against the Biafran people, and particularly to Nnamdi Kanu, have come beyond control, is shameful? Why are they sleeping on duty? Why is it that they are waiting for Omoyele Sowore to be the one that will come up with this initiative of everybody? This is not only Igbo protest, but everybody coming out to participate in this type of protest. Why? That's the question we have. And that's the question we want you to answer. And we are saying, are they saying that the illegally rendition of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu from Kenya, not only that, if you go back to when his house was invaded, when they wanted to kill him, when he was getting ready to go to Abuja to attend his court dates with 1 million people, and his house was raided by the Nigerian military, killing 28 people, and Nnamdi Kanu was able to escape. And then after he escaped, and then they illegally renditioned him from Kenya. For these two actions, Nigerian government doesn't have any local standing to try Nnamdi Kanu, because they violated not only international law, but the law of justice. The law of human rights was violated by going to his house to kill him and by illegally renditioning him from Kenya to Nigeria. So, does it mean that this is good for these Igbo leaders? That is our question. Plus, since they brought him back, almost 4 years now, he's just been taken to the court, back to the prison, to the court, back to the prison, to the court, back to the prison. Nigerian government doesn't have any evidence to convict him. There's no evidence. They're just delaying the trial and keeping him in custody. So is it good for these Igbo leaders? That's the question we have. That's the question we want you to be asking these Igbo leaders. Ohaneze Ndi Igbo, the governors, the chiefs, the warrant chiefs, because you know that in Igbo land, we don't have chiefs before. It is the colonial masters that they came and start to appoint these chiefs who are warrant chiefs. They're not working for the people. They're working for the colonial masters. They're working for the government. The PGs, the president generals, why is it that you are not the one that is organizing this protest? You waited for Sowore to do that. That is the question we have. for all of you. Plus, that all our naturally given resources, our natural resources are being exploited by foreigners, by people we don't know. Is it good for these leaders? All the roadblocks from Lagos to Igbo land. In Igbo land, every mile you see a checkpoint, either police, army, custom, DSS, different types of roadblocks across our land. Is it good for these leaders? The quota system, is it good for these leaders? That there's no international seaport and airport in our land, is it good for these leaders? These are the questions we want to be asking them. The profiling of Igbos, once they hear Igbo name, it's like, bam, something ringing in their ear. It's like a crime is already committed. The envy, the jealous of the Igbos, the profiling and killing of our people, especially our youth. Is it good for these leaders? Lack of federal infrastructures, like federal hospital. How many federal hospitals have you seen in Biafra land? How many federal hospitals have you seen? How many federal hospitals have you seen in our land? There's no federal presence except something like prison. That's what you see. How about the houses being demolished in Lagos State and other places? Don't you know that is what Nnamdi Kanu is fighting for? That if you have your own nation called Biafra, the Lagos State government will not try to demolish any house. So why are you waiting for Sowore? Why waiting for Omoyele Sowore to come up with this protest? And then locking off our people out of their business. Several times in Lagos, you see them going to their business places. They are locked out by the Lagos state government. And they'll be standing out there crying. So all this happening to our people is good for these leaders. Why is it that it is Sowore that came up and is championing and organizing this coming protest on October 20, 2025? That's the question we have for the Igbo leaders. And for Omoyele Sowore, we at Nkolom Ohadum, we are highly, highly appreciative of you. We are in support of you, and we are calling on every Nigerian to come out and support this protest, because injustice against one is injustice against all. You should come out and support this protest, but be careful of the Nigerian security forces. You know, we have seen Nigerian security forces shooting human beings like animals. So many times we have seen them shooting human beings like animals with live bullets. Humans will be dropping on the streets. You should be careful of the Nigerian security forces, because they shoot humans like animals. But we at Nkolom Ohadum, we believe that protest will help. This protest that is being organized, it will help the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. It will help to expose, to generate sympathy, to put the federal government on track about the injustices on the Biafran people, and particularly to Nnamdi Kanu, who has committed no crime. But referendum is what we believe will provide permanent solution. The referendum, the self-determination that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is asking for, is what will provide permanent solution for all this katakata, everything going on in our land and in Nigeria. That's what we want you to know. In as much as we are grateful, we are thankful for you to come up with this initiative. That's why we are calling on everybody to support you. But what we are saying is you have to be careful of the Nigerian security forces, because we know that protests will help. But according to Nnamdi Kanu, referendum will provide permanent solution. And so we thank Omoyele Sowore for coming up with this protest, and we are calling on all Nigerians to support him. And we shall be bringing this lecture to an end because we said that we're going to be keeping things short in our lectures. So the title of today's lecture is The Protest for Nnamdi Kanu. And we are asking, the protest is coming up on 20th October 2025. And we are asking, why Omoyele Sowore and not Igbo leaders? Igbo leaders like Ohaneze, governors, the warrant chiefs, PGs, the churches, and others. Why not them? And we want you to know whom Omoyele Sowore is. That he was born February 16, 1971, a Nigerian politician, a human rights activist, a citizen reporter, a writer, lecturer, and pro-democracy campaigner. He founded the Sahara Reporters. And in August 2018, he founded the African Action Congress Party and became its presidential candidate in 2019. And also he ran for the president in 2023 Nigerian general election. These informations were provided by Wikipedia. And then, who is Kanu? Kanu is a freedom fighter asking for self-determination by referendum for the Biafran people. And he founded the greatest freedom fighting movement in the world called Indigenous People of Biafra, IPOB family members. The biggest, largest freedom fighting outfit in the whole world, asking for self-determination and referendum for the Biafran people, because we were living our life before Britain came to our land to put everybody together, knowing that we are different people. We have different value system. And then Nnamdi Kanu is asking for referendum for everybody. And we want to also explain to you here that Kanu and Sowore have different philosophy about how to make that geographical area called Nigeria better. Why Sowore is a one Nigerian? Omoyele Sowore is a one Nigerianist. He wanted a better Nigeria. But Nnamdi Kanu wanted a Nigeria where there will be referendum for everybody to decide whether they want to belong to Nigeria or not. That's why he's asking for referendum. So they are different in what they are looking for. But we at Nkolom Hadum, we commend Omoyele Sowore for announcing that there will be a march to free Nnamdi Kanu from detention on the 9th of October 2025. And he made that announcement after the last court date of October 8th, 2025, where the Nigerian Medical Association failed to provide their own report. The report the court asked them to bring to that court date. And everybody was disappointed that this is another delay tactics by the federal government, that they don't have any case against Nnamdi Kanu. So everybody was mad. And as a result, Omoyele Sowore decided to come up with this idea of having a protest to free Nnamdi Kanu, a march which they will take to Aso Rock. This march will be taken to Aso Rock, the seat of the Nigerian government. And so, because of this, Sowore has been going so many places for mobilization and for advertisement, to make sure people are aware of what is going to happen on the 20th, so people can come and join in the march for freedom for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, who has committed no crime known to law. And so this is why we are presenting this lecture to you, to know that we at Nkolom Hadum, we appreciate, we are highly in support of what Sowore have come up with. And we have a question asking, where are the Igbo leaders? Why are they not the one? Why haven't they organized this protest long time ago? Why are they waiting for Sowore to come and organize it? That's the question we have. Where are the Igbo leaders? The Ohaneze and the Igbo, which is the social-cultural organization known as being looked upon as the leader of the Biafran people, of the Igbo people. Where are they? They are missing in action. Where are the governors? The governors who have been promising this and that and that. Why are they not coming together to free this man who have committed no crime known to law? Where is the chiefs, the warrant chiefs? You know that in Igbo land, we don't have chiefs before. It is the colonial masters that come and start to appoint people to help them to manage as part of their government structure. So the government you have now, the chiefs you have now, is not responsible to the people. They're responsible to the government, because the government is the one that is paying them. Because he who plays the piper dictates the tune. He who plays the piper dictates the tune. If somebody is paying you, you will be answerable to that person. So we are asking, where are they? And the PGs, the president generals, why haven't they come together to organize this protest? And the market leaders, you see Sowore going to different markets. Why can't the market leaders come up with this initiative? No, they cannot, because they are divided. Our people are divided. Everybody is looking for their pockets. They will tell you, onye ọbụla na-acha akpịa. That onye ọbụla na-acha akpịa, that's our people are saying, it is wrong. Onye ọbụla na-acha akpịa have placed individualism above collectivity. Onye ọbụla na-acha akpịa, onye ọbụla na-acha akpịa. That's why you are seeing injustice, and you're not coming out to say no to that. And one injustice to one is injustice to everybody. You don't know. Tomorrow it might be your turn, or the turn of your relatives or any other person. So that is why we are concerned. And we are asking the Igbo people, the Igbo leaders, does it mean the injustices against the Igbos going on since time immemorial is good for them, which have now been climaxed by the going to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu house to kill him, and then illegally renditioning him from Kenya, where Nigeria committed crime, violated international law, and been putting him in DSS custody since that time up till now. Is it good for you? And you are waiting for Omoyele Sowore to come and organize protests for you? Eh? Our natural resources, our God-given resources, we don't know who are exploiting them. They are being exploited every day. So it's good for these leaders. Eh? All the roadblocks in our land, from Lagos to Biafra land, or from the north to Biafra land, and inside Biafra land, if at every mile you see other police, army, DSS, custom, and all these people with guns all over the place, blocking the people, harassing the people, intimidating the people, exploiting the people, dehumanizing our people. Are you not seeing it? The quota system. You don't see that? And others, no international sea or airport in our land. You have to go to Lagos to travel. If you import something, it lasts in Lagos. Why? Why we have different oceans and rivers all over Biafra land? So it's good for you leaders? How about lack of federal infrastructures? Have you seen any federal hospital in Biafra land? If you have seen one, please let us know at Nkolom Hadum. Also, the houses being demolished in Lagos. Every day, houses are being demolished in Lagos. So you don't know that it is injustice? Those are the things Nnamdi Kanu is fighting for. So that when you have referendum, when you have your own country, Lagos, Oduduwa as a country, cannot mess with a Biafran. Because if they mess with a Biafran, the Biafran government is there to deal with them. How about locking off our people outside of their business places? That is what Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is fighting for. Because if you restore Biafra, the Oduduwa nation cannot mess with any Biafran. Because if they do, the Biafran nation will be the one fighting for you. It won't even raise their finger. They will even be afraid to do anything to you, talk less of doing it. And we are saying at Nkola Mahadum that we are in support of Omoyele Sowore, and we are calling on all Nigerians to come out and support him. Support him because tomorrow it may be your turn. And we are warning you, if you are coming out on that day, please be aware, be wary of the Nigerian security forces, because they shoot humans like animals with live bullets. They shoot with live bullets, shooting human beings like live bullets. That's what they do. We have seen it several times. Be careful so that you do not lose your life. And we are concluding this lecture by telling you that, yes, protest is good, but according to Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, referendum will bring permanent solution. And with this, we shall be bringing today's lecture to an end. Please, like, comment, share this lecture to get to every Nigerian, and have a beautiful day and time with you and your friends and your family. And with this, we shall be ending today's lecture. Thank you very much for joining us, and have a beautiful day. Thank you. Bye-bye.